I've been predicting for a couple of days that it's seen rain in Oklahoma, and here I am right on the border and it's raining. The weather forecast is a little better defined, but for much of the day, I'm going to be driving through rain. But I'm thankful on this winter day that it's not ice or snow falling from the sky. I remember Georgia's famous Snowmageddon a few years back, which completely paralyzed the Atlanta metro area when all the roads froze over. But here I am at the Oklahoma Welcome Center on Interstate 40 as I continue my journey westward toward California. The good news is this might be my only rainy day during the entire 7-day drive.
Hey guys, it's Emily. Welcome everyone! It's day 3 of my cross-country road trip and I'm here in Oklahoma. Starting today about 60 degrees and rainy, and I think Tulsa will be a washout. For the rest of the day, it'll be windy and cold. It'll be another interesting day. Let's go!
It must have rained a lot last night because there's a lot of pooling on the roads. We're actually driving under the speed limit because we're worried we might hydroplane. Traffic is extremely light this morning, so that's helping also. My question for you is, have you ever driven cross country? Did you like it, and would you do it again? Please leave me a comment. So let's check out a map of my route today, as well as the weather forecast as I travel west. So here's the state of Oklahoma. I started my day at the Welcome Center just west of Fort Smith, Arkansas. Now I'm making my way to Tulsa to see a couple of my Route 66 favorites. Then I'll head west to Cushing and to Stillwater. Rain is expected up until I reach Interstate 35, then I'll head south and see some more Route 66 goodies west of Oklahoma City, where it'll get windy and cold. Then I head south to Cushing to see an awesome new roadside attraction, then end the day on the west side of the state in Texola, again on the Mother Road. I'm not taking a very direct route through Oklahoma, but in order to see some Route 66 favorites one more time, and see that new roadside attraction in Chickasha, that's the route I have to take, but that's okay. About an hour for Tulsa, and I need to get some gas at this Love's. I have some good news from this gas pump, and you might find out why gas is cheaper here later in this episode. Current price is $2.49 a gallon, which is cheaper than where I went in Tennessee and Arkansas. Also, the rain has slowed down to a drizzle. But that was only a reprieve, as the rains have picked back up now that I have reached Tulsa. The temperature is still in the low 60s, so it hasn't gotten cold yet. I've returned to nearby Cutouts to see a classic Route 66 attraction built in the early 70s, this giant blue whale. Here's some mileages on the blue whale from various well-known cities and other points of interest along Route 66. For example, Buck Adams is only 16 miles away, Cadillac Ranch near Amarillo is 393 miles away, and Route 66 midpoint is only 443 miles from here. I'm visiting during the Christmas season and Big Blue is all decorated. He's got a Christmas hat on, a red nose like Rudolph, and look to the right, he's taking Santa Claus in his sleigh across the lake. This blue whale was built by Hugh Davis as a gift to his wife Zelda on their wedding anniversary because she collected whale figurines. The whale instantly became a tourist attraction, not only for Route 66 tourists, but for locals as well. The whale on the lake became so popular that Davis created the Animal Reptile Kingdom, and his brother-in-law opened the Arrowhead Trading Post on the other side of Route 66. The attraction closed in 1988, and Hugh Davis passed away in 1990. However, this area reopened in the early 2010s after the city and a nearby hotel raised enough funds to restore the blue whale in the picnic area. However, the Animal Reptile Kingdom was not opened Although there are some relics left behind, you can also no longer swim in the lake, and you might have seen those big signs out front say no swimming. So let's walk through the Blue Whale and maybe get a closer look at Old St. Nick. The floor decking was replaced not too long ago, and they've closed off the second floor of the Whale. The first time I was here, I went up to the second floor. It also looks like you can still slide into the lake, but I'll follow the instructions and not use the slides. You can see it's still drizzling, but not too bad. As this is still about 60 degrees, so not cold yet. They also took out the ladder to go to the tail's second floor. And there's Santa. Let's see how the camera zoom works. Not too bad, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 has a bit of zoom. Santa's sleigh has an SC on it. Santa's definitely ready to make his run on Christmas Eve with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Whale. I didn't they decorated the Blue Whale for Christmas. That's pretty awesome that they turned the Blue Whale into Rudolph. Not only that, they shrunk some lights on the Blue Whale so it lights up at night. I bet that's neat. I wish I were here at night to see it. Anytime when I'm in the Tulsa area, I always make a point to see the Cutouts Blue Whale. It's a classic Route 66 attraction, and there is no cost to visit. There's a small shop at the entrance if you want to get any souvenirs, but today it was closed. Future plans include completing a walking trail through the wooded area and around the lake. Recipes from the gift store go to maintaining this beautiful blue whale. Now heading toward downtown Tulsa. It's still raining, but not too much. I mentioned I always see the Blue Whale on my travels take me to Tulsa. The same holds true for this other Route 66 attraction, which opened up in 2018. I first visited here in June of 2020, and I've been back a couple of times since. I also need to visit my brick, which we purchased before the quote situation. And that place is Buckeyes Cosmic Curios on 66. The property adjoins Route 66, and this was once a 1950s era classic gas station. A year after the property opened, they installed a brand new Muffler man decorated as a space cowboy. The place is just 5.5 years old and already is considered a classic Route 66 attraction. A testament to the vision of the owner, Mary Beth Babcock. This marker shows the original sponsors for funding most of the Buck Adams Space Cowboy 5 years ago, and who built the Muffler Man and the rocket ship is holding. The rest of the funds came from brick sales. One day I heard about a GoFundMe to buy one of these bricks to dedicate to the awesome blogger Justin Scard, who drove back and forth on Route 66 several years ago. Justin was thrilled to see his brick in 2019. So when this business needed funds to put up this neon sign in late 2019, my parents were kind enough to purchase a brick for me. The brick was installed after the hard lockdowns were lifted in mid-2020, and we traveled to see it a few weeks later. The brick faces Route 66 and is on the top row of bricks on the right hand side, so check it out and send me a picture. My parents know I like cats, and thankfully the brick company allowed for certain images such as a cat. Another quick look at where my brick is. I'll pan around and the street is Route 66. The stretch of this road has greatly improved since Buck Adams came into town. Buck Adams just got a huge honor. They are now officially designated as a Route 66 roadside attraction. This marker notes Buck Adams landed here in May 2019 and is an ambassador for the revitalization of Route 66 in Oklahoma and beyond.
No, I'm
Buck Adam is getting a new friend. Stella Adams, Space Cowgirl, coming soon. And at the time of filming, there are settling bricks to find Stella and the platform she was placed on. Lots of great Rooster J6 and Buck Adam themed merchandise packed in this little store. Well worth a visit and a great place to get a shirt or a souvenir. And of course, don't forget to sign the guest book. Buck Adams is a great place, definitely check it out. Stella Adam is going to go in that corner, the opposite side of where Buck Adam is now. So there will be a fiberglass giant on each side, and take a look at this adorable piggy in a chef's hat. There is something new next to Buck Adams. Previously, the house I'm walking to was an Airbnb, where many Instagrammers that I follow have stayed. But Buck apparently had a lot of clothes, antiques, and other merchandise that he wanted to sell, so the Airbnb was converted into Buck's Vintage. Let's see what they have inside. This place definitely has a western or southwestern vibe. Check out this collection of booths and vinyl albums. This former Airbnb, I think, had 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, and they've completely filled up this edifice. Lots of great stuff here. I'm gonna let the camera roll while I take a tour of Buck's Vintage. I expected the bedrooms and the living room to have merchandise, but I didn't expect the bathroom to have stuff as well. That's a really cool place. I didn't expect to see so much clothing and collectibles in that small house. I think Buck's Vintage has the same open hours as Buck Adams. It's gonna be great to see Stella Adam join Buck in just a few months. This is probably one of my favorite stops on the Mother Road. It's hard to believe Buck Adams has only been here for a little over 5 years, but it already seems like a classic roadside attraction that's been here for decades. I guess that was the genius of Mary Beth Babcock. She wanted to create something that added to the history of Route 66 in an area that she loves so much. She's a really wonderful person, and I'm so glad I got the opportunity to meet her in my previous visits. Now I'm headed west from here to a town many of you might have heard of on the news. And that town is Cushing, Oklahoma. Population just a little under 8,000, and this is the home of the Tigers. If Cushing, Oklahoma sounds familiar to you, you probably heard about this city on the news, especially when the price of oil or gasoline goes up. Cushing is a major intersection point for numerous oil pipelines. The sign made of piping reads, Cushing, Oklahoma, pipeline crossroads of the world. There are other signs like this on the main roads leading into the city. I'm in front of the Chamber of Commerce building, and this marker on the left knows the signs were installed in 1995. The marker on the right notes oil was discovered here in 1912 and had become the largest oil field in the U.S. a few years later. More recently, Cushing has become a vital transportation hub for oil. 9 oil companies operate 23 pipeline systems that move 1.5 million barrels of oil every day. Not only that, the total oil storage here is 30 million barrels of oil. Some of that oil goes to the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, which was created to stabilize prices and to mitigate oil price shocks. This granite marker reads pretty much the same thing as the bronze marker I just read, though this does mention that the discovery of oil here might have helped the Allies win World War I. Here's an interesting sentence. The oil prompted Britain's Lord Curzon to say that the Allies floated to victory on a sea of oil. It's really interesting. In my classes I remember learning about the gold rush in the mid-1800s, but not much about the oil rush in the early 1900s. And how that might have helped us win the First World War. Alright, I'm a couple of blocks away from the main downtown area, so let's check that out. The first thing I saw was this interesting painted mural. This appears to show a number of cars from the 1950s, I think, / I'm not sure. Upon post research, this is called the Sundown Drive-In mural. It is an homage to the former Sundown Drive-In. This looks like the main road going through downtown Cushing. Looks like there's a 7-story building on the right, and possibly a classic theater on the left where the white cars park. It's not busy here, but then again it's the holiday season when I'm filming this. I'm now heading south, just a couple miles from downtown. I'll be driving near the area where the oil storage tanks are located. I'm only driving on a couple of roads that are open to all traffic, and I'm only driving by anything that a Google Maps driver hasn't already driven by. So I'm not going into a restricted area or anything like that. Look at all these giant oil holding tanks. The entire facility could hold nearly 100 million barrels of oil. There are over 350 above-ground tanks across 10 square miles. None of those storage tanks are completely full, however, and the tanks are frequently filled and emptied depending on where the oil is transported to and from Cushing. As of the filming of this video, there are about 30 million barrels of oil stored across all those oil tanks. Cushing has not produced or refined oil for decades, and today this area is mainly an oil transportation hub. In the last year, the city secured a contract to build a modern refinery here, which will produce gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel. That new refinery could be online in 2027 or 2028. So this area will be even more of a petroleum powerhouse. Say that 3 times real fast. So how much fuel is made from a barrel of oil? Well, a barrel of oil can be refined at about 19 gallons of gasoline or 10 gallons of diesel fuel. The US uses about 380 million gallons of gasoline daily, which comes from 20 million barrels of oil. So if we filled up all these tanks to capacity, the oil would refine to just 5 days of gasoline. That's crazy. That is also a lot of math. I was hoping the rain was over for good, but it looks like I'm gonna run into some rain up ahead. I'm heading to the city of Stillwater, which might be familiar for college football fans. My first stop is at the east location of the G&M body shop. It started to drizzle just a little bit, but not too bad. I'm going to pan the camera over in this direction, where there's an Optimus Prime Transformer decorated for Christmas. The story is that the shop owner, Mike McCubbin, went to Branson, Missouri on vacation and saw the Optimus Prime statue in front of the Ripley's Believe It or Not museum. He loved it so much that he ordered an Optimus Prime and a Bumblebee Transformer. However, the Transformers he got were not updated to his standards, so he spent months improving upon the Transformers statues. Once done, he erected each Transformer, once at this location, and another at his west location, which I'll see later. Next to the Transformers, the sign with some frequently asked questions. The height is 22 feet, it weighs about 5,700 pounds. The owner is thinking of ways to make the Transformer move, and the last question, how much did it cost? Too much. The Transformer was permanently placed here in August 2015. The Visitor Center for the City of Stillwater advertises the 2 Transformers as roadside attractions, and they are on Roadside America, where I found out about both of them. Both Transformers are located on 6th Avenue, one of the main roads through Stillwater. This one is located about 2 or 3 miles east of downtown. It's already started to rain a little more now. As you can see, it's raining pretty hard now. I'm at the very first Sonic Drive-In location. You see the old logo and motto, which says, "Service with the speed of sound." This location opened in 1959. My camera is underneath the hat. I'm trying to keep it as dry as possible. To the right of the sign is a bronze statue of the first manager, Gene Longworth. There is a little history to the Sonic restaurant chain prior to this location opening, and I'll tell you that when I get back in the car. The prototype for Sonic started in 1953 in Shawnee, Oklahoma, when they were called Top Hat Drive-In. A second location opened in Woodward in 1958. A year later, when this location opened, the company changed their name to Sonic. So on a technicality, this is the first location named Sonic. And the girl on the drive-thru window has been staring at us. No stop in Stillwater would be complete without a visit to Boone Pickens Stadium, right? Well, if you're a college football fan, which I'm actually not. But I'm at the Oklahoma State University campus, and the stadium is where the football Cowboys play their home games. The stadium opened in 1920 and has a stated capacity of almost 54,000. Alright, one more thing to see in Stillwater. And it's at the west location of the G&M body shop. This location is 5 miles west of downtown. So here's the second Transformer. This one is Bumblebee. And now the rain has stopped so I can get a better look at the Transformer. This one is a shorter one at 20 feet tall, but according to visitstillwater.org, the 2 G&M Transformers are both in the top 5 tallest Transformer statues in the United States. This one's pretty cool looking. I love all the yellow color. I think it's better looking than Optimus Prime. I mentioned earlier, both of the Transformers were installed in 2015 by owner Mike McCubbin. But when he showed some select friends his transformers before installing them, they were decidedly nonplussed. But once they were installed on Labor Day weekend, they were an instant hit. The following year, McCubbin received an award from the local Chamber of Commerce, and he and the Optimus Prime Transformer were honored guests at the Oklahoma City Geeky-Nami-Con. So tell me which one you like better. Did you like the Optimus Prime, which is east of downtown Stillwater, or did you like this one, the Bumblebee, better? I didn't see an informative sign about the Bumblebee though, so I'm not sure how much it weighs or if this also costs way too much. After buying them and then spending months rebuilding them to McCubbin's high standards. But if your travels take you to see an Oklahoma State game, consider paying these two Transformers a visit. Not over south on Interstate 35, and you can almost see the cold front about to cross the highway. The sun is starting to peek through on the right side, the west side. Still yucky on the east side, the left side. My next stops are east of Oklahoma City. But first, I stop at this Love's, not for filling up a gas tank, but for getting some beverages before heading for OKC. The sun is coming out more and even some blue skies in view, but it'll still get cold and windy. It's very windy now and getting cold very quick, as I'm on Route 66, about a half an hour east of Oklahoma City, near the town of Calumet. There's something relatively new on the side of the road. There are some cutouts of a couple of Muffler men and a cutout of a Uniroyal gal stylized as Wonder Woman. These aren't the actual fiberglass Muffler men, but these are 18-foot tall cutouts, all painted by artists John Cernine and Scott Farmer. These were installed here as a tribute to the familiar fiberglass giants in late 2019. There is the cutout of the Wonder Woman style on the Uniroyal gal. Cernine and Farmer really did a great job creating these painting cutouts. This was a little different than the service station Muffler men. The artist created this cutout to show this big guy dancing the twist. Here's a closer look at this dancing gas station Muffler man. I must know these when driving along this stretch of Route 66 in June 2020. I probably drove on I-40 to save a little time. So are these cutouts on this farm? The artists were scoping out places in Tulsa with the help of Mary Beth Babcock, the owner of Buck Adams. But then another option presented itself when Mary Beth contacted someone that knew the Lieutenant Governor of Oklahoma, and he knows the owner of this farm. That owner agreed to have these cutouts placed here for free of charge. These cutouts are easily seen as you travel eastbound on Route 66. There's not much room to pull over, as you can see, but then again there's not much traffic on this section of the Mother Road. The temperature is going down quickly. It was 62 degrees in Stillwater, and now it's just 46 degrees. I've driven a few miles west on Interstate 40, still in Calumet, and I'm at the Cherokee Trading Post. The store has been open since 1958. I'm not going inside, but there are a few things outside, in the back of the property. The clouds are rolling back in, along with the brisk weather conditions. The grassy area next to the parking lots had some wigwams and fiberglass buffaloes, and this cool painted mural. Apparently there are live buffalo that roam this property also, but I only saw the fiberglass or concrete version. I'm not sure which they're made of. I don't really want to walk out to the mural, it's too windy. Over here is a white buffalo that says Oklahoma, and behind it, way in the distance, it looks like one of those signs with holes to stick your head out of. But underneath this Cherokee restaurant sign is this large Big Chief Indian statue. The statue is very well maintained, even looks like he got a fresh coat of paint. The statue appears to be about 20 feet tall or so, about the same size as a Muffler man. Big Chief should be visible from this exit off Interstate 40. There's the view of Interstate 40 right there, so I'll swing around to get a full view of the trading post, the sign, and the Big Chief fiberglass statue. So if you haven't seen any of these stores, just cross the interstate. On the other side is the Indian trading post. I guess this is the intersection of Chief souvenirs, but I'm here to see the Native American Chief variety of Muffler Man. I saw one of the style Muffler Man when I was in West Virginia a few months ago. His right hand was outstretched, and he's wearing a headdress. This is an actual Muffler Man variety, unlike the one we just saw. I'm gonna walk around the Chief Muffler Man and see the trading post is closed. Apparently this business has been around for a while also. I think this is the same type of souvenirs or trinkets that they saw at the other trading posts across the interstate, but I don't think there's a restaurant inside. This place doesn't really have anything I'd be interested in buying, as I don't think Native Americans make any of the trinkets they're selling. They also don't sell any gas, but this one appears to have a lot of old tractors and wagons. I'm not sure if they have any significance, or if they all belong to different business, but here they are. They also have some fake buffalo. Both of these trading posts are located on each side of exit 108 off Interstate 40. I'd say if you're a Muffler Man aficionado, both these places are worth a brief stop. I have a couple more stops to go, and both are fine to see in the dark. Look at all those birds flying across the Walmart parking lot. There has to be hundreds of little birds in flight. It's so windy here now, but I need to get some gas before heading to my next stop. The price here is the lowest I've seen so far, $2.44 a gallon. Oklahoma definitely has cheaper gas. Now heading south on US 81 for a relatively new roadside attraction. I'm in Cushing, Oklahoma. You remember the movie A Christmas Story? I was in Cleveland not too long ago and saw the house where the movie was filmed. And the house was a leg lamp, and Cushing has created a 50-foot tall version of it. Not only that, the light display has an homage to the famous tongue stuck to the pole scene, where Flick accepts a triple dog dare and ends up getting his tongue stuck frozen on the school flagpole. Fragile. It must be Italian. That's another classic quote from the movie. The leg lamp was placed on the famous leg lamp box that had to be cut down because it didn't fit in front of the door. The box is 10 feet tall, the leg lamp is 40 feet tall, which makes for this amazing 50-foot tall roadside attraction. I love the lights too, rotating red, green, white, and purple lights. Lots of people have been getting their fun pics in front of this lamp, even though it's gotten very cold and windy. The Christmas Story is a classic movie, probably top 5 along with Christmas Vacation and Elf. The light lamp also looks good during the day, but I wanted to come here and see it at night and see it all lit up. This is part of Cushing's downtown redevelopment strategy. This looks like a nice little downtown area. I love the lights they have strung across the road. Cushing is about 45 minutes south of Oklahoma City, just off Interstate 44. As for me, I have to drive a little over 2 hours on very rural 2-lane roads to reach my final stop. I finally made it to the almost ghost town of Texola. Just a few residents live here in this town, which is at Oklahoma's border with Texas. The text is faded, but as this building says, there's no other place like this place, anywhere near this place, so this must be the place.
And that's it. I'll keep it short because I almost said I'm very cold, which I am. I'll keep it short because I'm very tired. So we covered about 400 miles today, all different types of weather. Tomorrow I'll spend the day in Texas. It's going to be cold and windy. You'll see that next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!